Instruction video number 7. This is outs and their variations. So obviously outs are fairly straightforward. We've had a look at fly balls and ground balls before briefly, but there are a few variations on the card. This is just a basic card. Obviously there's a 4-6 force out if necessary, or a 4-3. That fly ball there, if there is a strong wind, that would blow foul instead of being an F9. Now that's only if you're playing wind rules. I haven't really played much wind rules myself, but if you are playing wind rules, there will be fouls that happen on normal fly ball results. I'll just get some normal sort of ones here, and here's a couple of examples of error checks. So over here we've got a ground ball 5-3. Now if the error is before the 5, it means that error check is against the third baseman. If you go over to here, you can see it's a 6-3 play. The shortstop's made the throw across to the first baseman. It's just on the first baseman whether he drops it or not. Very basic. Anytime you see the asterisk, you need to check for an error. I'll grab off. For instance, Jim Thome there. You can see his errors on the bottom row of the fielding. So we're over here. He's got how many games he's played, what his fielding range is, and his error. 1-26 would be an error. Otherwise, the play would be made. So errors are as simple as that. Probably don't have to talk too much about that. There are these conditional ones as well. Well, that's an error check on the pitcher, but you can see there that if he does make the play, he can throw it to the leading base. That's a fielder's choice, but again, an error check on the third baseman. This one here is a throwing error. Anytime you see a T in front of the asterisk, it's still an error check, but it's a throwing error. There is a rule. If you have a throwing error, you roll the dice again. 1-50 is just a 1-base error, and a 51-100 is a 2-base throwing error. So if he's going down to first on that one because of the error, and it's 51-100 after the error, he'll round first and go on to second base. So a 2-base error instead. I would probably do the same if an error comes up on, say, a fly ball, a line out or something like that. Right, here's the top one is a fielder's choice, a 4-6. But if there's a runner on first less than 2 outs, the pitcher hold is a negative hold, then that would be a double play. Let's grab Martinez. Martinez hold, where are we? Martinez is +4 for hold, so he's not a negative hold, so he would be a 4-6 on that one. Let's see if I can find someone who has got a negative hold quickly. Going through the Cleveland's hold 0, +30. Anybody? There we go, Mark Clark. Mark Clark has a -25 hold. So in this case, it would not be a 4-6, it'd be a 4-6-3. He would get the double play. Exactly the same over here. 5-3. 5-3 across the diamond. If there's a runner at first, he would get up to second, but a negative hold would get the force out at second. It basically simulates the pitcher holding the runner at first base a little bit closer. So they're more weary, don't want to get picked off. So they get a few more outs on the bases that way. Doesn't happen all the time, but it will happen now and then. This is a double play as long as a second baseman passes a fielding check. Okay, so say he's a C+, you roll a B-, you flip a card and it's a B-, he doesn't pass it, it's not a double play. It's still an out. It'll be a 4-6 out. It'll be a force out, but just not the double play. If he's a C plus and the card you flip was an E minus, makes the double play if it needs to. Obviously, the base situation, if there's no one on, it's just a 4-3. Or if there's two outs, it's just a 4-6. So you don't have to, if there's two outs, you don't have to look into the fielding rating. Okay, let's have a look at another couple of situations. What have we got here? All right, so we've got a couple of double plays. Now, the first one on top, if the batter who's hit the ball to third base, you roll against his jump rating, which indicates what sort of speed he has. If he succeeds in rolling within his jump rating, he's got down the line pretty fast, and the second baseman could not make the pivot and throw to get the batter in time. So it's only going to be a 5-4 force out, not a double play. Exact same situation, except this time, the runner on first, what's his base running rating like? If he's within his base running rating, he passes the test, he gets down to second base, puts a bit of pressure on the second baseman, or the shortstop, I should say, and the shortstop's not able to make the throw in time. So if it's old-time baseball, he's obviously slid in pretty hard. But basically, yeah, the pace of your base runners make a difference in these outs, and their style and their, I guess, their success in base running as well. Here's one. The ball is hit to the first baseman, but you can make the throw home if required to get the out. So it's only if required. Obviously, a lot of that ball's obviously hit pretty hard to the first baseman, so he's got a shot at making that out. Another first baseman. If there's a runner on first with less than, say 1 out or less than 2 outs, he can make the fielder's choice down to second base. So he throws it up to shortstop there, who makes the play at second. Rather than having a runner on second, you've got a runner at first. If there's no one on or 2 outs, just 3-1 it. This one again is similar to the one where we had the second baseman. Double play. This one's a double play if the third baseman rolls on his fielding check and he passes it, obviously if necessary. If it is a double play ball, you would then have to check to see if the first baseman dropped the throw. You may even want to, if it's not a double play ball, and it's totally up to you, you may want to give the 5-4 force out and then see if he makes the throw to first and the first baseman actually drops it for an error. Play it how you want. Now, these ones are fairly similar. These are all about the base runner on first putting pressure on the person making the throw, possibly creating a throwing error. So in the one at the top here, we got a 4-6-3. So we got the second baseman throwing to the shortstop. Now the runner on first will be checking his base running rating. He's heading towards second base where the throw is going. Now if his base running rating passes the check, he puts pressure on the throw. Now the out on the throw is still a double play, but there is a chance that he will throw the ball away because of the pressure from the runner. Again, if it is a throwing error, 1 to 51 base, 51 to 100, 2 base error. Exactly the same down here, except instead of looking at his base running, we're looking at his jump rating to see if his speed can put pressure on the throw to the shortstop there. And if it does, the shortstop will have a chance to throw the ball away. So pretty basic stuff. Just read it through. Hopefully you'll be able to understand it as you go through. And the last ones I've got here are all about the batter's contact rating. So we can see here that there's a force play at second base. Now, If the batter's got a contact of K8 plus, so K8 to K15, then instead of hitting it in front of the runner, so the runner is stranded on the force out, he's hitting behind the runner, so the throw goes to first base, the runner will advance. Same thing here, except that instead of hitting into a double play, this one's even worse actually, a double play would be hit, except if a K10 plus or a K10 to a K15, those hitters would hit behind the runner and no double play would happen. So the runner would be safe at second and the batter would be out at first. This one here is a 4-3. If this guy at the plate is a K3 minus, so K3, K2, K1, K0, they would hit into a force out of 5-4 instead of a 4-3. So it's basically just simulating those who have better bat control will be able to move the runners around the bases a little bit better. So those are some of the difference in the outs. The others are just normal outs that you would get in a baseball game. So any questions on that, let me know.